Good morning, everyone. My name is Katie Carter. I'm the Emergency Response Specialist with the National Weather Service. Today is Monday, May 11th, and all of this information is current as of about an hour ago, but not many changes have happened since then. So just the general overview, there's not too much happening. It is a little bit cooler than normal today, and we definitely have some rain. It's good news. We have another chance for rain on Wednesday, but even with the amount of rain that we're seeing today and again on Wednesday, unfortunately, it's not going to be enough to put much of a dent in our drought status. In fact, it expanded quite a bit. We have severe drought encroaching into an ever-growing area of Virginia, and we are expecting that to worsen with Thursday's update as well, even considering the rainfall. But we also have a freeze watch for Highland County, so there are a few minor things going on, but really the high level is that we don't have anything too concerning other than the worsening drought conditions. So I wanted to start just to kind of give you that general overview of how much rain has fallen in the last 24 hours. Does not include anything that's happened after 8 o'clock this morning, so I know there's a fair bit of rain on the radar right now. But this is a 24-hour rainfall yesterday 8 a.m. to this morning at 8 a.m. So notice that Northern Virginia saw the most, anywhere from about 1/10 of an inch up to 1/4 of an inch. We had a few locations getting a little bit higher than that, but generally speaking, that is about what we saw, especially in Northern Virginia. The rest of us saw little to nothing at all, especially Richmond, Tri-Cities, and areas southwest and southeast of that. The weather pattern that we have today is a cold front has already passed the area, so obviously waking up on the cooler side, especially compared to yesterday. But the rain showers are moving through the area. Nothing significant. There's some pretty decent moderate rainfall in a few locations. You might hear a rumble of thunder today, but it's really not likely, and severe weather is not expected at all today. Tomorrow we'll have a brief period of sunshine and dry conditions, but still keeping with the cooler temperatures. And then Wednesday, we have another cold front that's going to be a little bit more dynamic. The dynamics still aren't looking great for severe storms, but there is a potential for severe storms along with Wednesday's rainfall. Thursday might have a little bit of lingering rain, especially near the coast, but then we kind of dry out for the end of the week and significantly warm up for the weekend and into early next week. So here's what we have for today's rainfall. This was starting at 8 a.m. all the way through tomorrow at 8 a.m. So 24-hour rainfall. Extreme Northern Virginia likely to miss out on most of today's rain, but you'll notice the rest of us across the state looking at anywhere from most of us looking at about 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch. A few locations a little bit lower than that, a few maybe a little bit higher, but although it's kind of feeling like a dreary, cool, and wet day, in the grand scheme of things, this just isn't too much rainfall. In fact, you can see the areas seeing 1/4 up to 1/2 an inch, not that great, but we'll take anything that we can get at this point. So that was today. Once we get through the rain tonight, we do have a slightly cooler night, really statewide, but there's one county, just Highland County, where it's going to be significantly cooler. So lows there in Highland County could get as low as 30 degrees. And as you know, if we have any crops or anything growing outside, sensitive vegetation, when it gets that cold, could possibly be damaged. But that is really the outlier. You can notice that most of the rest of the state is well above freezing. Now, certainly cool with lows in the, a few upper 30s to low 40s, but even on the coast, it's going to be relatively mild in the low 50s. So Highland County is really the outlier with that cold air tonight. Looking ahead to Wednesday's cold front, as I mentioned, dynamics may be a little bit better, especially compared to today for some strong to maybe severe storms, but it's still not looking that great at this point. It's more of a late afternoon through early evening timing that we're looking at. So I would say 2 p.m. to about 10 p.m. is the time frame that we're looking for thunderstorms that could be strong to severe. And right now, the best chance, or the main threats, I should say, really just damaging winds. We could be seeing wind gusts from Wednesday's thunderstorms up to 60 miles per hour, and that could be bringing some tree limbs down, possibly some just isolated power outages if we do get wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. At this time, hail, tornadoes, and really flash flooding are not in the mix. We don't have that type of storm system, the height of the thunderstorms to get the hail, and we don't have the spin in the atmosphere. It's just not strong enough to produce tornadoes. So we're thankful for that. Looking ahead to Wednesday's rainfall, this one does look like it is a little bit more substantial, anywhere from roughly a tenth of an inch up to a half an inch. So we'll take that. And hopefully this will help out our drought monitor when it comes out on Thursday. But as I mentioned, I kind of already had a brief touch point with our hydrologist this morning, who just is not that confident that even this rainfall on Wednesday is going to help too much, because we've been really in this drought for months now. So it's going to take a lot more than just one or two rainfall events to help things out. Temperature wise, we are much cooler than normal today, with highs in the upper 50s to low 60s. And then we warm up pretty substantially. It's a nice kind of gradual warm up throughout the week. We'll be in the low 70s tomorrow, mid to upper 70s Wednesday, kind of hanging out around there Thursday and Friday. And then you see a big jump Saturday, Sunday, and especially into Monday. We'll be seeing highs well into the 80s, if not even near 90 or low 90s on Monday. And that trend is going to continue into at least the first part of next week too. So it's, enjoy the cooler weather now if you like it, because it's going to be the opposite of that for this time next week. Overnight lows tonight, that one area, Highland County, again, could be near or below freezing. The rest of us, and from here on out, Wednesday all the way through the rest of the forecast period, well above freezing, so we won't have any additional frost concerns once we get past tonight and early tomorrow. Probability precipitation really only focused on today's potential and Wednesday's potential for rainfall. Thursday, I will say, is just the potential for lingering rainfall into the early morning. It's not all Wednesday and Thursday event. And then beyond that, relatively low chances for rainfall through, as things warm up. And then this is the last thing that I'm going to leave you with here. Just note that this is next week, Monday through Sunday. The 8 to 14 day temperature outlook looks to remain above average. So kicking things off much warmer than normal, and looks like a good chunk of next week may stay that way. And then in terms of our precipitation, kind of a low end chance of being slightly above normal or near normal. So we really need to bust this drought, but at least we're getting a little bit of rainfall that hopefully will help out somewhat. But just a few minor announcements that I did forget to say at the beginning. The drought monitor will come out on Thursday, as I mentioned, and I sent an email out this morning. Memorial Day, not next Monday, but the following Monday, because it is a holiday, we will not be having the live briefing or the email briefing. However, we will have one on Tuesday. Now that if there is some sort of threatening weather or anything like that, then obviously we will still put something out. But if it's just the general run-of-the-mill weather briefing, we will push that to the day after or Tuesday following Memorial Day. Have a great week, everyone, and weekend too, although we have to wait a little longer to get there. Bye now.